very good evening to you, my friends, and happy Thursday. It is it's the 8th of February today, and I hope you're all doing well. It has been a hot minute since I last vlogged and said hi to you. I hope you're all doing well. Everything is good on my side of the camera. The only thing I can complain about is the weather, as I usually do. It has been hot on the east coast of Australia. We have just come out of another heat wave, and the last 2 days have been lovely and cool and just so delightful. Very much my kind of weather that I just love. But apart from that, everything is good. Now, it has been a little while since I last said hi, and I do apologize for just sort of like dropping off the face of the earth right at the end of Vlogmas. I just ran out of steam. That week leading up to Christmas is really busy for us, like it is for everyone. And I don't know, I just couldn't keep going. My brain just wouldn't let me do anything. So I didn't really finish Vlogmas off in the way that I wanted, and I do apologize if you were looking forward to it, but I just needed to stop. I just needed to take a break and enjoy the moment and just concentrate on the responsibilities that I kind of had going on in life around that time. I also didn't end up vlogging any of my Christmas, any of Boxing Day, just nothing. I went cold turkey. I just stopped vlogging altogether, and this is the first time I've really pressed record since I think maybe December 21st or something. I don't know, but it doesn't matter. It is what it is, and we're back into it. I had a really good break. I was going to try and do a little bit of vlogging through January, but I needed the break. I needed that month off from just doing anything, just having a real good mental and physical break, just recalibrating and just, you know, just figuring out what the year's going to be like. So now we're back into it. I'm back at TAFE and doing study. I am studying a course in library and information services, and I did that all last year, and I'm continuing on with it this year for the next 6 months, and we'll see where that leads. Hopefully to a job. But we are now back into the swing of things with study, and I thought I may as well pick up the camera and get back in the swing with you guys as well. So last week, if you didn't see it, I posted it everywhere, all over my social media, my Facebook, on my Instagram, hopefully through emails if you're signed up to my blog. I reacquainted myself with my blog, 3 3/4.net. It's where this all started. I reacquainted myself with it, and I wrote a blog post after almost 5 years. The last time I did a post on there was early 2019. I mean, that's like post-COVID. It's post before I even went to London. Like, a lot of things have happened within that time, and I just can't believe it's been that long since I last did a blog post. But yeah, I felt motivated to do it last week. I just spent the day just at my computer, just writing out my thoughts and just being really quite, you know, loosey-goosey with it, and just being like, you know, it is what it is, just upload it, because I've sort of been really overthinking it. And yeah, I'm just like, just get over yourself, just write a blog post and put it out. I mean, really. So that's what I did. And if you have seen that blog post, then you will know what is happening on my design wall. Even though I haven't been sharing my sewing adventures here in my sewing room, I have been still sewing. I had little spurts of inspiration throughout January just to get back to the sewing machine and just get the fingers busy and creative. And I have started this. Now, of course, if you didn't read the blog post, or you didn't see it, or you don't know anything about my blog, that's totally fine. I'm not offended. So the story behind this quilt is I have a friend from church who is a missionary in a very remote place in Africa. They're in a place called Galmi in the country of Niger, and last year she brought back all of these lovely sort of like pieced fabrics that all of the local ladies pieced together to make one like big piece of fabric. It's like from all scraps and all that sort of stuff. I actually have a small little amount left over. I'll show you what I mean. So this is all of the fabric that I have left over, and it's just all scraps of all of the different sort of fabrics that they use. I'm assuming in like the clothes that they wear and stuff like that. It's mainly cottons and stuff like that, but it's like really loud prints. It's just awesome. So she gave me just this length of fabric and I was like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do with this? I really wanted to do a project that really celebrated each of the different prints that made up the fabric. And you know, my old faithful hexie flowers came into mind. I'm like, I've got to make hexie flowers out of that. I'm gonna baste them up, cut them out, and yeah, piece them all together into little hexie flowers, and it's worked out really well. It is definitely a colour palette that I haven't really used before. We are kind of going down that earthy kind of vibe like I did with this quilt here, which is the Bear Paw quilt that I finished in Vlogmas. So we're still going with the sort of earthy, dark kind of tones, which I don't usually often use. I'm usually bright and in your face, so this is more very much like a subdued type colour palette that I don't often use, but I'm really liking it. So I've spent my little break piecing them together, basing them onto their background squares, and they're all ready now to be pieced together into a quilt top. Apart from that, that's pretty much all that's been going on. I'm a really boring person and I don't do a lot. So before I put my camera on charge, because I haven't charged my camera in ages, I thought I would just quickly give you a close-up of our lovely Gaumi flowers. This is what I'm going to call it. Flowers from Gaumi. It just gives you a really great sort of scope of all the different prints of fabric that were in that length that I was given, and some of them are just amazing. Like these fun little like jelly baby type print. There's this one here with little chickens in nests. I really like this pink and blue floral. This really cool yellow and navy print. It's just great. If I can find an example, I also tried to keep a lot of these sort of sections here where different fabrics all sort of collide together. And then there were ones where there's actually like a seam line that runs through it. I really liked that kind of feature. This one's a good example of two fabrics together and then the seam line through it. I just really wanted to celebrate the different fabrics that were sort of compiled together into that length of fabric, and I'm really happy with how it's sort of worked out. So I really think in this kind of context the hexie flowers work really well with showcasing all of the different fabrics, and I'm really happy with how it worked out. I was really worried that it was gonna just not work and I've just cut up and ruined this fabric for nothing, but I really like it. I really love how it just celebrates all of the different sections, and yeah, I'm really happy with it. I'm really chuffed with myself, and it's going to look really good once it's pieced. I'm also just going to do really basic quilting. I don't want to distract too much from the fabrics and prints and stuff with too much quilting, and I think I'm going to bind it with just like a black and white stripe, or I've just had a thought, maybe just a solid colour of some sort. Don't know yet, but that's, but I am getting ahead of myself. I still don't have a backing fabric for it, but that's another problem for another day. Let's just piece it together first and see how that goes. It's not going to be a very big quilt. It's only maybe the size of a lap quilt, I think. Yeah, but still very good all the same. Happy days. Well, a very good afternoon to my lovely friends and happy Friday. It's the 16th of February today and I hope you're all doing well. From what I can remember, I think I started this vlog sometime last week and I haven't picked up my camera since. It has been a busy week because we're back at TAFE, back doing our full-time study, and just find that the weekend just creeps up so quickly. Like the week goes quick and then it's the weekend and then you're back into it. Somehow it is now the middle of February and life is just taking off at speed as it usually does. But I had a little bit of free time this afternoon, so I thought I would do a little bit of vlogging, say hello to you and spend some time with you. I do have a lovely package I would like to share with you. I went to my PO box this morning and got it and I'm very excited about it. It is an item that I have paid for and yeah, I just can't wait to open it. As I've mentioned on this channel before, I am a huge advocate for shopping local, supporting local businesses, and yeah, just helping them out, especially at the moment with, like, you know, the high inflation and what is it, crisis of living crisis, something or other. Everyone's doing it hard, so any way that I can support local and small businesses, I will. So last week I made a small little purchase from my favorite fabric shops, the Stitch Saloon. Recently she had a sale going on her website, and I was like, oh, I gotta buy something. So I have a little box here full of lovely goodies, and I cannot wait to see what's in here. So we're gonna open it together and see. So of course I will link the Stitch Saloon website in the description box below if you'd like to go check it out, Claire's shop. She does actually have a brick and mortar store now, but I can't go because it's in South Australia, and that's in a whole other state to what I'm in. So if you live in South Australia and are near where her shop is, then go check it out and say hi for me. Okay, let's discover this together. Ooh, so lovely packaged. Oh, I've just had a really quick peek. It looks amazing. Lovely. Okay, so we have a lovely little card. Thank you so much, Amanda. Lovely selection as always, and a joy to pack. Oh, thanks, Claire. Okay, so let's go through what we have. Thankfully, I have a list of all the names of the fabrics because I would not be able to remember. First of all, I got one of these little soluble pens by SNAIL. It's called a styler. It is the styler water soluble blue pen. I've seen this in action and it looks really good. It is a ceramic rollerball pen with water erasable ink, so you can use it for like embroidery, for dressmaking, anything to like make marks on fabrics, and it will just wash away. So I thought I'd give it a go, and usually SNAIL products are pretty good. I love using their glue stick for hexies, so I thought this will definitely be a good product. I also got a packet of these by Amy Calissa. They are the stick and stitch sort of like patches. They're like on a soluble fabric, and you embroider them and then you wash them out and you're just left with the embroidery design. These particular designs is called Happy Mail, so it's all flowers in like envelopes or vases. There's one in a box, so I'm curious on how they will work, and yeah, we'll give them a go. I love doing some hand embroidery, so that will definitely be fun to do. Because I spent over a certain amount of fabric, I also got a little gift. So this is Thread Balm by Amy Calissa, so that's what it is. I've never used Thread Balm before, but it tells me here on the side what it is. What is Thread Balm? Reduce knotting, tangling, static and fuzzy fibers while strengthening and conditioning your thread, allowing it to glide seamlessly, that's a really hard word to say, seamlessly through your fabric. Ooh, it's almost like a lip balm. So I'm assuming you would just run your thread through it and it will just stop your thread from tangling. Very interesting. That's something I might use when I'm doing that. So moving on to fabrics, the bundle that I got is one that I just picked. I just picked fabrics that I really liked, to be honest. A lot of sort of like just neutrals and plains that I thought would go together and would look great in hexies or just little blocks and stuff. So I'll walk you through what I got. So it all started with this print here, which is just absolutely divine. I love it. It's so beautiful. This one is from the range Garden Party by Poppy Cotton, and it is called Freshly Picked Yellow. Kind of chose fabrics that were sort of the same kind of colours in there, but I was also not really that worried whether they didn't match or not. This is the next one. This is a lovely gorgeous pink. It is from the range called Moon Glow by Ruby Star Society, and it is called Handkerchief Lavender. It's more of like a pinky purple more than a purpley purple, but the colour is just divine. Love it. This is our next one. This is from the range called Sprout Wovens by Fabulism, and the colour is called Malachite. Love that. So it's got these like woven crosses through it. It's just lovely. It's almost like a linen type feel. It's really nice, and I love this colour. Oh, I love good green. Next one is a check. So just a really nice lovely green check. This is from the range Kitchen Window Wovens by Robert Kaufman, and the colour is Desert Green. really nice. Next we got this black with some gold metallic crosses on it. It's not going to focus because my camera is being annoying today. This is from the range Added Up by Ruby Star Society, and it is in black gold metallic. Alright, we got another Ruby Star. Love Ruby Star Society fabrics. This one is from the range Sugar by Ruby Star, and it is neon pink. So it's just got these neon pink sort of spots all over it. Really cool. So then the last three are actually all from the same range, Added Up by Ruby Star Society. The first one is in the colour peach. I have this one before and I absolutely love it. That's why I got it again, because I was running out. And I just wanted to add more to my stash. This lovely blue is called Polar. And then the last Ruby Star is this one here, and this one is called Deep Lavender. This one has a fantastic selvage on it. I love a good selvage. Yes. Sometimes the selvages are almost just as good as just the fabric. So we will definitely be able to incorporate that into something, I'm sure. So those are the lovely fabrics I got, and we're just gonna add it to the stash and pick them out and use them as we go along. I love it. Okay, my friends, that is my lovely little haul. I haven't done a fabric haul in ages. Now that I don't work at Spotlight anymore, I hardly ever buy fabric, so this is a real treat. And I could not tell you just how much dopamine it has given me. Is it dopamine, or what's the chemical in your brain that makes you happy? Serotonin? I don't know. Whatever it is, it's made me really happy, and I cannot wait to play with them. Well, a very good afternoon to you, my friends, and happy Friday. It is the 8th of March, and I hope you're all doing well. It is actually International Women's Day, so shout out to all my strong, lovely women friends who are watching. This is a day for us and to celebrate just how awesome we are. So yes, it is Friday afternoon and I have a little bit of time to myself. I have tons of things that I should be doing, procrastinating a lot of assessments and other things that I really should be focusing on, but yeah, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do some sewing instead. I really want to baste this beautiful, delightful quilt that is on my wall. It's been such a long time since I filmed the intro to this vlog. I know it was sometime in February, which isn't good. Just the time is just flying by. But the quilt top's all finished, all the blocks are sewn together, and it's ready to be basted and quilted. I have chosen a backing fabric, which I think is quite fun and loud and intense, and I think will just suit the front of the quilt just perfectly. It's this one. How fun is that? I think that's going to look really, really great. It's bold and intense and just, yeah, I just really like it. The only thing I'm not so sure about is the label. I think it just might get lost a bit. Oh, actually, on camera it doesn't look that bad, but in real life I'm like, oh, yeah, we'll figure that out. I might even think about making a different one. I don't know. I mean, I'm pretty limited on time, so I should just go with what I have, right? So this afternoon, I'm going to give this a press, get that ready. I'm going to cut out a length of batting. I'm getting to the end of my roll of batting that I've had, I think, since lockdown, which is like 2021. So it's definitely worth spending a little bit of money to get a whole roll of batting. It just lasts forever. The one that I'm using is by Legacy. It is a bamboo cotton wadding or batting, whichever way you want to call it. I usually prefer just to use bamboo, but I don't think they had any in stock when I was buying it, so I opted for the bamboo and cotton blend, which is just as good. Oh no! Coming to the end. Oh, I've come to the end. Only a little bit left. I'm gonna have to put that on my list to get some more of that. The quilt is so itty bitty. I don't think I've done a quilt this small in a while. Just move that up. well, a very good afternoon to you, my friends, and happy Sunday. It's the 10th of March, and I hope you're doing well. I can imagine just how disjointed this vlog is. I just sort of start vlogging just randomly a day, and then I forget, and then I move on to another day. So I know this is like day 100 out of 200, I don't know. But it doesn't matter, we're here and we're vlogging, and we're going to do a little bit of afternoon quilting. I've been working all afternoon on a tape assessment, and I've kind of just got to the point where I'm like, I've done enough today, I could do more tomorrow in class. So now I'm just going to take a break and do a little bit of quilting. The other day, was it Friday, I finished basting the Galmi Flowers quilt, and I think I figured out a way I'm going to quilt it. It's still straight line quilting, like that's what I do. I love straight line quilting. It's quick, it's easy, it's effective, and my sewing machine is a straight stitch machine, so all I can do is straight stitch. So it's just trying to find different sort of fun ways to get around with that. So the quilting that I've decided to do is straight line quilting, but it's a design that I kind of haven't done before. It's a little bit quirky, a little bit different, but the same. I can see it in my head, but I know that if it doesn't quite work out, I can definitely sort of fix it and kind of do something a little bit different. I know what I'm saying possibly doesn't make any sense, but you'll see in a minute. Because there is 4 rows by 4 rows, what I'm going to do is do some straight stitching down this row here, so this row that my hand is covering, and then straight stitching down this way on that row, and then I'm going to do straight stitching down this row there, and then straight stitching down that row. So I'll have 2 rows with vertical lines, and then 2 rows, this one and that one, with parallel lines. So the blocks that are kind of in the way of both lines will have a grid-like sort of texture, but then others will only just have the one sort of line. I'm pretty sure that's how it's going to work. If not, and if it doesn't look good, I can always just continue doing lines down each row and just have a simple grid. But I just wanted to do something a little bit different, a little bit more quirky, because this is quite a quirky, bold sort of quilt. I wanted to be quirky and bold in my quilting. For this one, I'm actually going to mark out lines with my ruler and Hera marker. I'll possibly space the lines 1 inch because the block is 10, so I should be able to get 10 lines, and it won't look too sort of intense. I think it's a good sort of happy medium. So the machine is all set up. I got that all ready on Friday. I'm using just like a camel color type thread with a white thread on the back because the back is black and white. So now we're just gotta get ourselves comfortable, sit down and quilt, and obviously put on some good music, and yeah, just quilt away. I also do need to get my gloves out. Can't forget the old trusty Fons and Porter quilting gloves. Best things ever for quilting. Happy days. Look who has just joined me in the sewing room. It's the jolly boy. Oh, his chin's getting more and more grey. Alright, first section of quilting is done, and I'm quite happy with that. I think the spacing of the lines are going to be good. It got a little bit short on this side, but that's okay. It's fine. It doesn't matter. And now I'm going to do exactly the same as I did here on this row, and then do exactly the same thing on that row and that row, going the opposite ways. I think that will work. Or am I missing a row? Hang on, maybe it's that row and that row. I don't know. Is this going to work out? Da. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I think I'm actually going to have a couple of blocks that won't be filled. I think, yeah. Well, that's okay. Maybe that will be alright. I don't know, we'll see.